Hey guys, welcome back. So, I have something different for you today. First of all, I'm very sorry for the delay. I know a lot of you have been mailing and sitting at your computers just waiting for me to upload another commentary, and I haven't done it. But today I got back to PvPing a little bit, so hopefully soon I'll have some content. And today, what I have for you is content from my co-host from Bringing Solo Back, Kovorix. He has so graciously agreed to do at least one and hopefully more commentaries like the ones I've been doing. So I'm going to upload that for you, and hopefully you guys like it. Let me know what you think. If he's terrible for some reason and you don't want me to let him on the channel, I guess I can make that happen. But it seems to me like he's doing at least as good a stuff as me. So I hope you enjoy it, and hopefully I have some of my own content for you coming soon. Take it easy.
Hey guys, Kovorix here. I'm going to do one of these audio commentaries, sort of try to contribute in that way. I haven't done anything like this before, but we'll see, get my feet wet, see how it works out. So what I have here is a fight that I'm in a Talos. You see like a little, tiny little clip of it in my video, but you don't really get to see the whole thing, so I thought I would flesh it out for you guys in this commentary. It's also kind of an atypical engagement. Basically, I've been roaming in Syndicate for a while. I have this route set, and this is sort of a choke point right here. There's no way for me to get to my destination without going through this gate. And what I found here, this is actually a really typical camp for this area, and I think in general it's a pretty typical camp. You find, you can see on my directional scanner, I'm at a planet near the gate right now, so just to scan out the gate. And you can see on my scanner what's there. It's some tackle, especially a saber and a Dramiel and an Ishkar, and then there's also a lot of ECM. There's a Falcon and a Kitsune. And basically, they just camp there, and when things come through from the other side, the saber and the Dramiel and the Ishkar lock it down instantly, pretty much, and then the ECM permajams whatever it is, and basically they whittle you down with like basically no DPS, and it's just a pain in the ass way to die, but there's really nothing you can do against it. So I have the good fortune of coming in from this side, so I can see what's there, and I can try to adapt the fight to my advantage. I think a lot of people would probably turn around and not really try to engage this gang because it's so ECM heavy, but I think I have a pretty good shot. And but the really most important thing is I have to use range to my advantage, right? Because the only way I'm gonna not be permajammed for the whole fight is if I can pull range from the Falcon and the Kitsune. So that's where I am right now, and that's what I'm thinking. And the way I have to do that, you can see on my directional scanner, there's a warp disrupt probe. I have that. I encourage people to enable that on their overview, so then when they scan out gates like this, you can see that there's a warp disrupt probe out. The Saber has launched one. So the problem is now, if I warp the gate at any range, it doesn't matter what range, I'm going to be pulled into that bubble. And then I may as well have just jumped straight in because I'll be in their sort of perfect range where they can lock me down and whittle me down without me ever being able to get to the gate. So basically, I have to do something about that. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put my scanner on the gate, and I'm going to keep spamming scan, because eventually the warp disrupt probe is going to run out, right? It's going to go away, and the Saber will have to launch another one. So what I want to do is I want to click warp right in between the time that probe disappears and the Saber launches another one, because even if he launches another one while I'm in the warp, it won't matter. It only matters at the moment that you click warp. That determines whether or not you'll be caught in a bubble. So I'm going to go ahead and unpause it here right now, and you'll see that I'm sort of spamming the scan button waiting for the probe to disappear. Okay, so there it goes. So now I'm going to go ahead and warp. I'm going to warp to 70. We talked about this, Kill2 and I talked about this a little bit in our podcast, sort of what the best range to warp at is. You want to not be too close, so you're dangerous, you're in danger of getting tackled right away, but you also want to keep them interested. But the reason why I do 70 here, it has to do with the range of Falcons. Basically, their jamming range is typically like 50 or so kilometers, and then they'll have like 30 or so kilometers fall off. So basically, I want to be outside that range. At fall off, at the end of one fall off, they'll have half the chance to jam me, and etc. But I basically want to be as far away as possible. So I land, and I sort of prematurely burn away here. I'm erring on the side of caution. I want to try pulling as far away as I can. So I'm a little bit too careful here for sure. You can see that they pretty much lost interest. The drain wheel came after me a little bit, but then he saw how far away I was getting, and he saw that, you know, if he came out after me, he'd be totally stranded. So I was just sort of testing there, more or less just testing how willing they are to split themselves up. So now that they didn't come after me, basically I can just go in for another pass. This is something that I think it depends on the situation whether or not you can do this successfully, like sort of go in and out for passes and get a little bit progressively more dangerous. You know, if it's a gang that's just moving through, you're not going to be able to do this, right? Because they're just going to move along. But this gang is pretty sedentary, right? They're just sitting here camping this gate, and they're unlikely to want to relinquish their spot. So I can just sort of keep playing with them until they're willing to come out after me. So I'm basically trying to get them to aggress me by shooting the falcon. I don't really think I'm going to kill the falcon. I'm not really into killing the falcon because to get in close enough to point him would be to get into his jamming optimal, and basically he'd have me perma-jammed at that point. So I go into about 50, and I'm just watching to see if anything burns towards me, right? Now I can see I think the drain wheel, the drain wheel is starting to burn towards me. You can see I have my velocity and radial velocity right next to each other, so I can see when he starts to come straight at me, which he starts to do right now. So I start to burn back away from the falcon so I can get out of his jamming optimal. And same with the kitsune as well. They're both basically at the same range, so they're the same concern. The drain wheel catches me and jams me, but I also get my drones out before he aggresses me, so my drones get when you launch your drones, they attack the first thing that aggresses you. So it's a good idea if you're jammed and you want to be able to kill what's tackling you, you launch your drones right before that thing attacks you. So anyway, so my drones basically chase the drain wheel off, but the saber has also come out after me. So you can see my drones do some damage to the drain wheel, so he starts warping away. But the saber sticks with me, right? And all he has is a web, so I'm actually able to burn. And even though I'm only going sort of a fraction of his speed, he's going about almost 2K, and I'm going like 700. At some point, his orbit will either break or he'll be going sort of in parallel with me. That's a really cool thing about the Talos. I think that happened in one of Kill2's commentaries. The same thing happens where right now he's basically he's orbiting me almost parallel, so he has almost no transversal, and there you can see he goes down. And after this, basically, I'm just sort of messing with them, shooting some stuff, trying to get some points. But after I kill that saber, they're much less interested in fighting me anymore because they're sort of a cowardly little camp. But basically, they start to warp away, and now I can continue my roam, which is really nice. Not only did I kill the saber, but I can sort of continue on through the gate, and I don't have to sort of turn around because turning around would be sort of a waste of time on this roam. I just came through some empty systems, and I want to keep moving. So yeah, so I killed them, and I get to move on through. So you can see I'm just sort of shooting stuff, but nothing comes in range, and I can just basically approach the gate and jump out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I think this is a pretty atypical engagement, and I think I want to encourage you guys to engage gangs like this if you can get a chance to on this side, because as soon as they get out of their element, and their element is just catching things that jump through the gate, and if you can force them out of that element, they're really weak, and they're fun to kill. People who rely on falcons so much. I've done this many times. It's actually really easy once you get the hang of it. So and it's a really typical camp. You run across this stuff all the time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you later.